I first used Kyleo after some nettle was very poorly controlled in sugar beet and set seed. And we used it to clean up before we then went into a spring crop. And it worked really well actually, because it can be quite a slow kill with glyphosate, but the Kyleo, it was quite tight timings and it really helped them get the spring crops in.
Things that we pick up on most really are people mentioning its speed of kill, its speed of action, particularly on more difficult weeds, perennial weeds, some of the more difficult weeds which straight glyphosate can struggle against, such as annual nettle, volunteer rape, thistles, nettles, mare's tails, weeds like that. So it tends to be much faster acting than straight glyphosate on its own.
I've seen on a customer this year, he tried to burn off some mustard that just didn't die. So I have thought, next spring I would be using Kyleo there, because it has the quicker burn down and it's better on brassicas, so I'll give it a go there definitely. Kyleo's got a broader weed spectrum, so it kills those much harder weeds like mare's tail and the nettle where I've used it, and in both those they've worked really well, whereas glyphosate hasn't had that much effect. I find it particularly helpful in the spring where you've got quite small time windows you're trying to get on. It's much better than waiting for glyphosate to work.
The specially optimised formulation within Kyleo means that really the product is as rain-fast, if not the most rain-fast of any glyphosate formulation out there on the market. And we would support the product in terms of rain fastness down to 1 hour after application, which is based upon normal conditions.
I've got a customer who has quite a lot of grass in the rotation, so I would use it after grass lays. Again, it's got that much broader weed spectrum, so tough weeds like nettles and thistles you tend to get in the grass swards. I'd use it there. Definitely a move towards spring cropping, especially with the blackgrass issues. It could work either cleaning up before you go drilling, but also because of the spring cropping there's more cover crops, which is also used for blackgrass control in some instances, but I think it is a lot more effective at burning down cover crops than glyphosate, because quite often when the mustard's really growing in the spring, it just grows out of the glyphosate and you're left with loads of mustard in your maize crop or whatever you've got. We're losing quite a lot of chemicals fairly rapidly. There's quite a few weeds now that can't be controlled, especially in the kind of more minor crops that people have in the rotation. So I think it will really help clean up and get rid of those problem weeds before you start.
I think we see starting with a clean sheet becoming more important going forward. We're seeing a lot of loss of active ingredients and products due to regulatory issues, so particularly in some of the more speciality crops, actually selective herbicides are becoming less of an option. Therefore important that you start with a clean field, and Kyleo really does offer you the opportunity to achieve that.
Nufarm runs a dedicated hotline available for any one agronomist farmer to phone up and inquire about specific technical queries, and we aim to get a rapid and speedy answer back to the farmer agronomist.